morning. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. ఏమో రెస్పాన్స్ లేదేంటమ్మా? Can some can someone unmute and talk to? మీ క్లాస్ స్ట్రెంత్ ఎంతమ్మా? మీ క్లాస్ స్ట్రెంత్ ఎంత? హలో. Okay, good morning. Okay, what is the strength of your class? 60. Okay. ఓకే, కొంచెం ముందుగా జాయిన్ అవ్వండి. 9:25, 9:30 మధ్యలో జాయిన్ అవ్వండి. ఎందుకంటే మేము అటెండెన్స్ అది పోస్ట్ చేయాలి 9:30 కల్లా. ఓకే, కొంచెం ముందు. ఎందుకని అందరూ లేట్గా జాయిన్ అవుతున్నారు? వేరే ఎక్కడైనా జాయిన్ అయ్యారా? గో టు మీటింగ్ అని ఏమన్నా? ఇక్కడ జాయిన్ అవ్వమని చెప్పండి. ఇవాళ నుంచి స్ప్లిట్, అంటే ఇండివిజువల్ ఫాలో అవ్వాలి. దెర్ ఇస్ నో కంబైన్డ్ సెక్షన్ ఫ్రమ్ టుడే ఆన్వర్డ్స్. ఓకే ఓకే, కొంచెం అందరినీ త్వరగా జాయిన్ అవ్వమని చెప్పరా? కొంచెం త్వరగా జాయిన్ అవ్వమని చెప్పరా, క్లాస్ స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాం. Okay. Good morning. Can someone respond? Audio.
Good morning, sir.
Okay. So how are you? How are you all? How are you all? Responsibility. Okay. Okay. Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So unit 2 we started. So interface communication, and so we are discussing about the API for internet protocols. Okay. We are discussing that one. We have to, so that means we have discussed about the characteristics of interface communication. There are two types of communication. One is synchronous communication, and other one is asynchronous communication. In case of synchronous communication, both the sender and receiver block. That means sender sends the message and blocks receiver until the receiver receives the message. And receiver, whenever the receiver is get blocked till it gets the message from the sender. That is nothing but the synchronous communication. Next is asynchronous communication. So in case of asynchronous communication, there are again sending and receiving. Sending is non-blocked. That means sender continuously sends the message, whatever it comes to, whatever the message he wants to send, it continuously send the message. That is, sender is a non-blocking, whereas receiver is either blocking or non-blocking. That is the case of asynchronous communication. Okay, so after that, we have also discussed about the characteristics of. We have also discussed about the characteristics of interface communication. That is message destination, reliability, and ordering. So in case of message destination, what it contains is internet address and the local port. So internet address is address where actually the domain name is converted into internet address. The domain name is converted into internet address. That is what they actually the internet address means. Okay. And reliability. Reliability means actually reliability. reliability is nothing but validity and integrity. So that means validity means whether suppose if any one or two messages get missed, even though one or two packets got missed, so the entire message should receive the receiver. That is nothing but the validity. Integrity means whatever the message we are sending, mention whatever the message we are sending, so that should be changed without any alteration of the message. That means the content of the message should not be changed. That is the integrity. Okay, so that is nothing. Those are the two things which we are worth mentioning here. Okay, and so after that, ordering. So ordering is also important. So whatever the message is, we will deliver. So that should be reach the destination with that should reach the destination within the same order. Okay, so I mean, not in all applications it is there. For example, multimedia applications like voice, okay, voice over IP application. So their message delivery is important, but not order is important. Okay, so there are few limitations here. So only in certain circumstances, only we will actually go into that one. So ordering the messages also. Okay, so these are the three characteristics of interface communication. What are those? Message destination, reliability, and ordering. Okay, and coming to the what are the different interface communication mechanisms? So first mechanism is socket. So what is a socket? Socket is nothing but it was developed by BSD, that is Berkeley Software Distribution, which also developed the Unix. So Unix, whatever the operating system Unix was developed by Berkeley Software Distribution, the same organization also developed the sockets. So what do you mean by sockets? So socket is an abstraction, so which provides an endpoint for communication between the two processes. Okay. Okay, and this socket is not only present in BSD Unix, but also present in Linux, Windows, and Mac OS. And about the number of ports, what is a port? We have already seen in the case of message destination, port is a message destination. So what does that mean? So port is a message destination. So what does that mean? That means each port can receive the message through port only. So each process can receive the message through port only. Okay, that is what here it is worth mentioned here. And what are the range of ports available? So there are only limited number of ports available. For example, 8080, it is fixed for local host in case of Tomcat. So if you want to run a Tomcat Apache Tomcat server, so the port which is used by default by the Tomcat server is 8080. So we will give 8080 as the port address, as the port. So like that, 4004 database servers also access ports. So actually also have ports associated with them, fixed number of the ports, like 8080, 8008, 4004. Like that, every application has its own usage of the port in order for access the applications. Okay, clear? So so what does that mean? That means there are only a fixed set of ports available in the operating system, that is in the machine. Fixed set of ports. Okay, so ports are software or hardware, and ports are software. Clear? So so what is the range of ports available here? The range of ports available here is 2 power 16. How many? 2 power 16. So those are the range of ports available in the okay. So those are the range of ports available in the in any operating system, Windows or Unix. So every operating system has its own set of ports available. So total number of ports available in any system is 2 power 16. Okay, that is the large number of ports available in any system. Next is, so we will I will show you one example. So how actually the communication happening between the process. Okay, so this is the diagram. In this diagram, if you see, there are two sockets. One is client socket and the other one is server socket. So what is meant by client socket? The socket that presents as the client side is nothing but the client socket, and the socket that presents at the server side is nothing but the server socket. And what is a socket means? Socket means internet address and port. Okay, both combinedly called as a socket. So internet address, what is the internet address for client? If you see in the diagram, it is 138.37.94.248. Whereas if you see in the server, it is 138.37.88.24. And what are the ports? See, if you see the bubble here in the diagram, there are several bubbles there. Okay, so if you see those bubbles, see, all these are sockets. These are socket. Okay. This is a socket. This is a port. This is a port. All these are ports. This half circle shaped are all ports associated with here also. For client also, this is a socket. For server also, this is a socket. This is a port. So this port is connected to this port, and once the port are fixed, so normally what happens in general, not only in distributed systems, in normal client server applications, what will happen? Server has ports server has ports associated with it. Okay, server has what is server has? So server has both client server has a ports associated with it. So what is that? So what we will do is we will start the server and along with the port number, and from the client through the same port which the server is started, we will send the message. Message is reach the server through the ports. So that's the importance of this. That's the significance of this diagram. The main important significance is the ports are agreed. Agreed means what? So that means for what the server does, it first broadcasts the message. It first broadcasts the message, and that message is reached to the destination, that is server, from the client through the agreed port. Okay, is the concept clear to everyone? So how the client server communication happening? So it is happening through the agreed port. So the server gives the port address, and the client accepts that port address because the server broadcasts the port address. So client receives one of these port, okay, and send the message to the server. So this is what actually happening in a normal client server communication. So here the sockets and port, and there are other ports available, free ports, which are not assigned to any server. So for this internet address, for this, that means for this particular server, the agreed port is this one. This is the agreed port. In that shown in the diagram, there is an arrow. That means the message is passing between the client and the server. Okay, I hope everyone got what I am trying to say. Okay, the communication happens between the client and server through the ports only. Socket is one of the main. What is socket? Socket means internet address and port. Socket means internet address. And one important point here is in Java, there is an API available, that is INET address. Okay, so through that INET address, we will pass the domain name service, DNS name. For example, bruno.qns.ac.uk. So that is the address. So we'll pass the address, and we will pass the address to the through the Java API. So that is a Java API. So here in Java, there is a class called INET address. So that represents the internet address. Okay. So and instances of the INET address, that means objects of the INET address, contains the internet address which can be created by calling a static method of inet methods. What is that method? That method is get by name. So get by name is the function which accepts the DNS host name. DNS host name, not the inet address. So DNS host name. So what is the example of DNS host name? Example is bruno.dcs.qmul.ac.uk. So that represents a system. Okay, so before actually connecting into the system, before actually connecting to the system, so what will happen is it will takes its DNS name as an argument and connect to the host. So suppose you may got one doubt, sir, if that host is not found, then what will happen? If the host is not found, then simply it will throw an exception. It will simply throw an exception. So what is that exception? The exception is unknown host exception. Unknown host exception. Okay, is the concept clear? So మనకి జావా సాకెట్ అనగానే జావాలో ఈ సాకెట్ అండ్ పోర్ట్స్ లోనే, సో జావాలో ఇంటర్నెట్, ఇక్కడ ఇంటర్నెట్ అడ్రస్ అని వస్తుంది కాన్సెప్ట్. వేర్ ఇన్ సాకెట్స్, సో ఇన్ సాకెట్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఇంటర్నెట్ అడ్రస్ అండ్ పోర్ట్ నెంబర్. అండ్ ఇంకోటి ఏంటంటే పోర్ట్స్ కెనాట్ బి షేర్డ్ ఎక్సెప్ట్ ఇన్ మల్టీకాస్ట్. ఒక్క మల్టీకాస్ట్ లోనే ఏం చేస్తామంటే పోర్ట్స్ అనేవి షేరింగ్ అనేది జరుగుతుంది. రిమైనింగ్ in the remaining situations, the ports cannot be shared. Ports cannot be shared. The ports are only shared in a multicast environment. So multicast means a group of systems trying to communicate. So that is nothing but the multicast. We have three types: unicast, multicast, and broadcast. Unicast means between one system to another system communication happens. Broadcast means from one system to many systems the communication happens. We call it as a broadcasting. Unicast, broadcast means one to many. One to many. Whereas multicast means one to few, not all, few. So only few systems where the communication happens, we call them as unicast, multicast. Broadcast means one to many. Multicast means one to few. Unicast means one to one. So there are three types of communication. So ports cannot be shared in any except multicast. So that's another important point which is worthful to note down here. Okay. So so now we will see in the next coming topics, that is each socket is associated with a particular protocol, that is either TCP or UDP. Each socket associated with a particular protocol, that is TCP or UDP. That we will see in a few minutes. So I hope everyone got. So here one important point is which is not mentioned in the diagram, that is Java API. So Java has a class called Java inet address. So which has a function called get by name. That function accepts arguments. What is that argument? Argument is DNS host name. Okay, so Java API లో ఏముందండి, జావా క్లాస్ ఉంటుంది. సో ఆ జావా క్లాస్ ఏంటి, inet అడ్రస్ అనే క్లాస్. ఆ క్లాస్ లో ఏముందండి, మెథడ్ ఉంది. ఏంటి ఆ మెథడ్? గెట్ బై నేమ్. ఆ గెట్ బై నేమ్ కి మెథడ్ కి పారామీటర్ ఏంటండి, DNS host name. దట్ ఈస్ bruno.dcs.qmul.ac.uk. So that is the method name. So that method contains the that is a DNS name. So that DNS name if present, అది ఉండాల్సిన సిచ్యువేషన్ లేదు కదా, ఇట్ మే ఎక్స్పైర్. దట్ మీన్స్ ఆ లింక్ ఉండాల్సిన ac.uk అనేది ఉండాల్సిన నెసిటీ ఏం లేదు. సో ఇట్ మైట్ ఆఫ్టర్ ఫ్యూ డేస్ it might remove from the internet. So if present, then it will give the what? Corresponding internet address. Okay, so DNS నుంచి DNS అంటేనేమో ఇంగ్లీష్ టెస్ట్, ఇంటర్నెట్ అడ్రస్ అంటేనేమో IPv4 అడ్రస్. ఓకే, సో ఇట్లా ఒక డాట్ 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 అని ఉంటుంది. సో అట్లా సో 4 డాట్స్ ఇక్కడ 3 డాట్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఇక్కడ 3 డాట్స్ ఉంటాయి. 138 డాట్, 37 డాట్, 88 డాట్, ఎన్ని డాట్స్ ఉన్నాయి? 3 డాట్స్ ఉన్నాయి. అట్లా కూడా ఐనెట్ అడ్రస్ ఇచ్చే డిఎన్ఎస్ హోస్ట్ కూడా 3 డాట్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఏంటవి? బ్రూనో డాట్, డిసిఎస్ డాట్, క్యూముల్ డాట్, ఏసీ డాట్ యూకే. ఓకే, సో ఇట్లా ఈ డొమైన్ నేమ్ సర్వీస్ అనేది మ్యాప్ అవుతుంది అనమాట ఇంటర్నెట్ అడ్రస్ కింద. ఓకే, సో దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ ఈస్ హ్యాపెనింగ్ ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ జావా ఏపీఐ for internet addresses. Okay, the method is get by name. It is a method. Okay, get host name ayen levandi, get by name. Okay, and the class name is inet address. What is the class name? Inet address. So that is what here it is happening. Okay, so I hope everyone is now confident with how the interface coming, how the sockets will work. So socket will work along with the protocol called TCP or UDP. That we will see now. Okay, so first we will see what is called UDP datagram communication. What you will see first? UDP datagram communication. So what is UDP? UDP is user datagram protocol. What is UDP? User datagram protocol. So this is also in computer networks also you may come across this terminology, TCP and UDP. So both are the protocols present in transport layer of the ISO networks. Okay, so TCP and UDP. So UDP is it is a connectionless and unreliable channel. So connectionless means what? Connectionless and unreliable. So connectionless connection unreliable. Unreliable means there is no acknowledgement from the receiver to the sender. There is no acknowledgement from the receiver to the sender. That is nothing but the unreliable. Ante message reach or not reach, we don't know. But what sender does is it sends the message, but we don't know whether message actually received at the intended receiver or not. Okay, that is nothing but the unreliable. Okay, reliability అంటే ఏంటండి? అంటే చేరిందో లేదో అక్నాలజ్మెంట్ ఇచ్చింది అనుకోండి, దట్ ఈస్ రిలయబుల్. చేరిందో లేదో చెప్పలేదు అనుకోండి, అన్రిలయబుల్. We can't say whether it is successfully reached or not. Okay, the concept clear to everyone? What is UDP? Now we will see what are the issues related to UDP. Now we will see what are the issues related to UDP. Okay, so first one is message size. So ikkada what a message ante array of bytes and okay, so we will just send the bytes of information to the receiver. Second one is blocking. It is fixed. So both the sender only the sender is non-blocking and receiver is blocking. A advantage and blocking advantage or non-blocking advantage receiving side. So receiving side always blocking is advantage, because non-blocking case ankondi. So what happens is if the sender is fast and receiver is slow, then receiver may not receive all the messages which are sent by the sender. అదే బ్లాకింగ్ ఉందనుకోండి రిసీవింగ్ సైడ్, అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే it will receive its capacity and block and free the message buffer and again receive the message to its capacity till it become full, free it, again receive the messages from the buffer till it becomes full. So like that, blocking has advantage. Non-blocking means even though it is full, it still has to receive. Receiver has to still receive the message even though it is full. So it is only advantage when slow sender. So normally the situation is non-blocking sender. So sender may not wait for the receiver, so always sends the message, whereas receiver only is blocking receive. Receiver is a what type of receiver? It is blocking receiver. Timeouts. Why timeouts required and in a distributed systems? Timeout in this, so message, because if the message is not arrived at the destination, okay, the message is not arrived at the destination, message పంపించాం సో చేరలేదు, ఎలా తెలుస్తుంది సెండర్కి? మళ్ళీ ఇంకొక మెసేజ్, డూప్లికేట్ మెసేజ్, అంటే మెసేజ్ పోయింది, మధ్యలో లాస్ట్ అయింది, మళ్ళీ ఇంకొక మెసేజ్ పంపించాలి అని ఎలా తెలుస్తుంది సెండర్కి? హౌ మచ్ టైమ్ ఇట్ హ్యాస్ టు వెయిట్ ఫర్ సమ్ టైమ్, isn't it? So it will wait for a particular time. So that time is decided by the timer. The time is decided by the timer. Okay, so timer is started whenever a sender sends a message. ఎప్పుడైతే పంపిస్తున్న మెసేజ్ వెంటనే ఏమవుతుంది? టైమర్ స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. అప్పుడు whenever the message received at the receiver, immediately the sender got acknowledgement. Suppose if the message is not received, there is no acknowledgement. So how much time it have to wait? We don't know. We know only when we start a timer. Timer contains a minimum time the sender should wait for an acknowledgement from the receiver. For an acknowledgement from the receiver. If the timer times out, that means, and the acknowledgement is not received, then the sender again sends the message. Okay, so we will, if you see here, to avoid infinite waiting, what is the term here we are using? Infinite waiting. See here, to avoid infinite waiting, what we are using in UDP? Timeouts. మీ డౌట్ సార్ ఇక్కడ రిలయబుల్ అన్రిలయబుల్ గా సార్ అక్నాలజ్మెంట్స్ రావు కదా మరి ఎలా ఇదంటే అందుకే టైమ్ అవుట్ పెడుతుంది. ఓకే, సో టు అవాయిడ్ ఇన్ఫినైట్లీ వెయిటింగ్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ ఫర్ టైమ్ అవుట్. క్లియర్? నెక్స్ట్ ఈస్ రిసీవ్ ఫ్రమ్ ఎనీ. The receive method does not specify an origin for messages. Receive from అంటే మల్టిపుల్ సెండర్స్ నుంచి కూడా, okay, multiple receive method does not specify an origin for messages. We do not specify a fixed sender. Okay, so sender and receiver. So receiver may continuously receive messages from any type of, from more than one sender. Clear? So that is about the UDP. And what are the failure model here? So failure model is omission failures. The first one, omission failures. ఒమిషన్ అంటే ఒమిట్ అవుతున్నాయి, అంటే మధ్యలో ఆగిపోతున్నాయి. ఎందుకు ఆగిపోతున్నాయి అంటే బికాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ డ్యూ టు ది చెక్సమ్ ఎర్రర్ ఆర్ నో బఫర్ స్పేస్ అవైలబుల్. బికాస్ సెండర్ ఈజ్ బ్లాక్డ్, రిసీవర్ ఈజ్ బ్లాక్డ్. సో బఫర్ స్పేస్ లేకపోయినా మెసేజెస్ డ్రాప్ అవుతాయి. ఆర్ చెక్సమ్ ఎర్రర్ ఎందుకోసం అంటే ఛానల్లో ఏమైనా ప్రాబ్లం ఉంటే, ఛానల్ మెసేజ్ మార్చేసింది అనుకోండి, అప్పుడు చెక్సమ్ మారిపోతుంది. చెక్సమ్ మారిపోతుంది అనుకోండి, రిసీవర్ తీసుకోదు. ఎలా అయితే పంపించామో అలానే ఉంటేనే రిసీవర్ తీసుకునేది. ఎక్కడైనా చెక్సమ్ మారిపోతే తీసుకోదు. లేదా రిసీవర్ ఫుల్ అయిపోయింది అనుకోండి, మెమరీ అదే రిసీవర్ క్యూ ఫుల్ అయిపోయింది అనుకోండి, అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది? అప్పుడు కూడా మెసేజెస్ డ్రాప్ అవుతాయి. సో omission failures are possible in case of UDP. Second one is ordering. Order may not deliver in the same order as sent by the sender. Sometimes message may delivered out of order. So that is what is happening in case of UDP. The concept clear? అర్థవుతుందండి? ఇక్కడ మీరు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సింది ఏంటంటే, ఇక్కడ మెయిన్ ఏంటంటే గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సింది, సో వాట్ ఈస్ UDP and what is the significance in distributed systems? UDP అంటే connectionless, unreliable. There is no acknowledgement from the receiver. So that's why it may happen that there are several timeouts happen. So to avoid infinite waiting, infinitely waiting, so we use timeouts. Sir, UDP లో ఎప్పుడు ఉండవంటే, మనం కావాలంటే యూజర్ క్యాన్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ రిలయబిలిటీ, బట్ బై డెఫినిషన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ unreliable and connectionless. Okay, I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay, so what are the failures occurs in, what type of failure? Omission failures occurs in case of UDP. Omission failures. Why omission failures occurs? Either checksum error or receiver is full. Receiver buffer is full. Enta buffer? Incoming message buffer. Sender side undedi outgoing message buffer. Receiving side undedi incoming message buffer. So if the buffers are full, message may drop. Okay, if the checksum, if there is an error in the checksum, then also message may get dropped. What about ordering? Ordering is, it is delivered, sometimes may delivered out of order. Cheppanu. What is important? Whether the message is reached last, then lost the message. చూడండి డిఫరెన్స్ అర్థమైందా మీకు? లాస్ట్ అంటే మెసేజ్ అసలు పోయే కన్నా కూడా లేట్గా రీచ్ అయినా పర్వాలేదు. దట్ ఈస్ ద డెఫినేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్ యూడిపి. ఈ వాయిస్ వివోఐపిలో ఉండేటువంటి మెకానిజం అది. మెసేజెస్ లేట్గా రీచ్ అయినా పర్వాలేదు, కానీ మెసేజ్ రీచ్ లాస్ట్ రేదర్ దాన్ లాస్ట్ ది మెసేజ్. ఓకే, సో దట్ ఈస్ అనదర్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ పాయింట్ హియర్ టు అబ్జర్వ్. Okay, so what about TCP? See, UDP is datagram. Remember, UDP is datagram, whereas TCP is stream. Stream ante connection oriented. Okay, stream of data. So that is nothing but the nothing but TCP. Okay, so okay, so I'm waiting for the next person to arrive. So what are the characteristics of TCP stream communication? So it is connection oriented and reliable. Okay, so how to handle the lost messages? In UDP there is no mechanism to handle lost messages. Okay, whereas in TCP, acknowledgement and retransmission, timer untadi, time out ఉంటుంది. సో టైమ్ అవుట్ లో మెసేజ్ అక్నాలజ్మెంట్ రాలేదు అనుకోండి, అప్పుడేమవుతుంది? రీట్రాన్స్మిట్ ది సేమ్ మెసేజ్. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ హ్యాపెనింగ్ ఇన్ టీసీపీ, బికాస్ దెర్ ఇస్ అన్ అక్నాలజ్మెంట్ అలాంగ్ ఫ్రమ్ ది రిసీవింగ్ సైడ్. నెక్స్ట్ ఈస్ ఫ్లో కంట్రోల్. Okay, next is what? Flow control. So what is that flow control means? So flow control means how a fast sender and a slow receiver slow receiver actually communicate with each other. Okay, so it to match the speeds of the process that read from the that write to the stream. So that is nothing but the flow control. Next is message duplication and ordering. Next is what? Message duplication and ordering. So both are important. So when a message gets duplicated, can anybody say the situation when a message gets duplicated? Come on, somebody should answer now. When a message gets duplicated, can someone answer? Okay, when a message gets duplicated, can someone answer?
Sir, voice is not audible, sir.
Okay, is it audible now?
Yes, sir.
ఓకే ఓకే. సో ఎప్పుడంటే మెసేజ్ డూప్లికేట్ ఎప్పుడు అవుతుందంటే టైమర్ లేదు అనుకోండి, టైమర్ లేదు మెకానిజంలో, అంటే కమ్యూనికేషన్ మెకానిజంలో టైమర్ లేదు, అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, మెసేజ్ వెళ్తుంది రిసీవర్కి, కానీ అక్నాలజ్మెంట్ వచ్చే లోపే ఏం చేస్తున్నాం, ఇంకొక మెసేజ్ పంపిస్తున్నాం. Then there is a need for, then a duplication arises when there is no timer and we can't indefinitely wait for a, అంతే కదా, ఇక టైమర్ లేదు చూడండి, క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్ లో టైమర్ లేదు, ఏముంది, అక్నాలజ్మెంట్స్ రిటర్న్ లాస్ట్ మెసేజ్ ని హ్యాండిల్ చేయడం ఉంది. సో టైమర్ లేకపోతే ఏమవుతుంది, టైమర్ లేకపోతే వి డోంట్ నో హౌ మచ్ టైమ్ టు వెయిట్. సో సింపుల్ గా ఏం చేస్తాం మనం, we will start retransmit the same message. That is nothing but message duplication. What about ordering? Sequence numbers. We will put what? Sequence numbers for every message that we send from the sender to the receiver. Okay, so in that way only, okay, so we will do the ordering. Clear? Is it clear to everyone? Or any doubt you have? Any doubt or is it clear? Message destination duplication. Any doubt? Okay, so question hour now. So మీకు 10:20కి క్లాస్ మళ్ళీ. సో జస్ట్ 1 or 2 క్వశ్చన్స్ వేస్తాను చెప్పండి. ఓకే, అబౌట్ టుడేస్ టాపిక్, అంటే ఇవాళ జరిగిన టాపిక్లో క్వశ్చన్స్. ఓకే, ఓన్లీ 2 or 3 క్వశ్చన్స్ వేస్తాను చెప్పండి. సో విచ్ జావా ఏపీఐ ఈజ్ యూజ్డ్ ఫర్ టు డిటర్మైన్ ది ఇంటర్నెట్ అడ్రస్? Which Java class is used for determining the internet address? .NET కాదమ్మా, inet address. Answer is inet address. ఓకే, ఎవరో .NET 530 .NET అని పెట్టింది. సో .NET అనేది ఒక పెద్ద ప్లాట్ఫామ్ అది. ఓకే, అది జావా సంబంధించిందే కానీ పెద్ద ప్లాట్ఫామ్ అది. సో .NET తర్వాత VB.NET ఉంది, Java.NET 2 రకాలు ఉన్నాయి. సో అదొక ప్లాట్ఫామ్ అనమాట. సో దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఏ, నేను అడిగి సింపుల్ గా ఒక ఏపీఐలో ఒక క్లాస్ నేమ్ నేను అడిగాను. సో ద ఆన్సర్ ఈస్ ఐనెట్ అడ్రస్. ఓకే, ఐనెట్ అడ్రస్ ఈస్ ది, అలానే దాంట్లో ఏ మెథడ్ డిఎన్ఎస్ సార్స్ ని ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తుంది? కెన్ ఎనీబడి సే దట్? విచ్ ఈస్ ద మెథడ్ యూజ్డ్ ఇన్ get by name? Yeah, perfect. So get by name is the method used to find whether a particular DNS is a valid or not. That is correct. 529, your answer is correct. And one more question is, what is UDP and what is TCP? Just tell those two, UDP and TCP. What is define UDP and you define TCP? What is UDP and what is TCP? UDP amma, UDP మీకు నెట్వర్క్స్ లో కూడా వస్తుంది కదా. సో సేమ్ థింగ్ వి ఆర్ డిస్కస్డ్ హియర్. UDP is connectionless. Okay. And second property?
TCP is connection oriented.
Okay, second property. Second, connectionless is one property. What is the second property for UDP and TCP? UDP is unreliable. That is the second property. UDP is unreliable, whereas TCP is reliable. Exactly opposite, reliable. Clear? So we will continue further in the next classes. Okay. So till 10:20, just wait for the madam to arrive in the class. Okay. Take a just 2 minutes. Already 10:19. So madam will arrive at 10:20. Okay. So if not, please ping me.